What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update and future stimulus check update. In this video, we're going to talk about several different of the upcoming stimulus items, Social Security increases, student loan forgiveness, $15,000 homebuyer package, as well as the next stimulus package, which House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says they're already starting to write the bill and already starting to work on the next bill, as well as the $1,400 stimulus checks that have already been signed into law and are going out now. I'm going to give you the latest details on all of this here in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates on all these upcoming stimulus check packages, as well as we cover on this channel mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance, which there's two more rounds coming up from the third stimulus check package that has now been completely passed. We're going to see two separate rounds of that coming in the future. There's about $40 billion that is directly to you guys on all those mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance, as well as $350 billion coming also that is going to states and cities that is going to come back around to you guys, a portion of that money on state stimulus checks and county-wide stimulus checks. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more things coming in the near future. Don't forget to hit the like button down below and let's jump right in. The US has passed over 100 million new vaccines. That is nearing around 25% of the country. Some people have already got both of their shots. Some people have gotten one of their shots, as this is a good sign for the future as we try to eradicate the virus. Although the mutations are a concern for scientists and medical professionals, as the mutations will cause the vaccines to be less effective, and we might actually end up needing yearly vaccines every single year, similar to how you get a flu shot once a year. And every year when you get a flu shot, it's a slightly different strain based on that year's strain of the flu. As you can see here, we're still averaging around 65,000 new positive virus cases every single day. So about 65,000 people every single day are catching the virus and testing positive. This does not count people who don't get tested but have gotten the virus, but that kind of weighs itself out with maybe some false negatives in there also. But regardless, about 65,000 new people every single day still catch the virus. And deaths are still around 1,500 deaths per day. This is down from the high of 4,000 per day, but still 1,500 people every single day fall to the virus. This is around the high of when we had April and May lockdowns, somewhere in there. That's near the high of 1,500 cases per day right now. I'm sorry, 1,500 deaths per day is about our average right now. This is down, which is a good trend, but experts warn that the mutations could lengthen this out till possibly as late as the end of this year. We've had almost 30 million people in the United States test positive for the virus, which is about 10% of the entire United States, and over 530,000 people have died due to this virus. So, yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of sad, very sad, actually, very sobering. And I'm still seeing news like this on almost a daily basis. An Amazon facility outside of Toronto had to close down the entire Amazon facility, and all the workers there had to actually quarantine or have to start quarantining for 14 days due to a mass outbreak in their facility inside there. Basically, one person got it, brought it inside of the facility, and it just spread to dozens and dozens of workers. As the third stimulus check is now officially passed by both the House and the Senate and signed by the president actually a day earlier than expected, I'm already starting to get viewers, in fact, hundreds of them, saying they've already gotten their $1,400 stimulus check. Comment down below if you've already received your $1,400 stimulus check via direct deposit. There is going to be different waves of direct deposit that will go out. Some of them will be immediately. Some of them will be delayed, as you may have known from the previous stimulus checks. Some people actually, even though they're on direct deposit, could get a stimulus check in the mail or via direct debit card in the mail. So check in the mail or debit card in the mail, you could still get that. So please make sure you're watching your mail just in case. Paper checks have not even gone out yet. There's going to be probably several day delay before checks even start to go out because, well, they have to print millions and millions and millions of checks and then send them through the mail. So I will keep you up to date on any delays that might happen there. As they're basically just printing the checks out now, they're already starting to talk about the next stimulus check package, as well as some of the other provisions that we might see in the future. First up, the $200 per month increase that President Biden campaigned on. Here is actually a previous clip of him talking about this and increasing Social Security. This is back when he was sparring with now his best friend, basically, Bernie Sanders, the Senate budget chairman, over when they were vying to be presidential campaigns or presidential nominees for the Democratic Party. So they were debating over being who was going to be the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party.
Why am I rated 96% by the Social Security organizations? Why am I viewed as a strong?
All that I said.
I have laid out how I will increase Social Security.
Well, that's good. I laid that out.
I have laid out how I'm going to make sure that it is in fact paid for.
Jake,
go to joebiden.com.
So let's do exactly that. Let's go to joebiden.com and see his actual website. As you can see here on joebiden.com, the Biden Emergency Action Plan to Save the Economy. When we scroll down here and skip this donation here, you'll see on here that he has several different things that he wants to do in the near future for the next stimulus proposals and packages. Number one, provide additional stimulus checks to families should conditions require. Number two, forgive a minimum of $10,000 per person of federal student loans, as proposed by Senator Warren and colleagues. Young people and other student debt holders bore the brunt of the last crisis, and it shouldn't happen again. Number three, increase monthly Social Security checks by $200 per month, as proposed by Senator Wyden and colleagues. Seniors and people with disabilities are uniquely at risk right now. So these are kind of the big three here, literally on Joe Biden's economic plan for the future. Additional stimulus checks should condition require or until the pandemic is over. Forgive a minimum of $10,000 per person of student loans and increase monthly Social Security checks by $200 per month. Now that the dust is kind of settling on the $1,400 stimulus check package, they're already starting on the next stimulus package and already starting to see support for these other packages that could, these other kind of details or I don't even know how to put it, different proposals, different packages, different buckets of money for stimulus that could be coming in the future, whether they'll be in the next stimulus package or through standalone bills or presidential executive orders. And remember, the push from lawmakers and from you guys is going to be important here. If we go back to the second stimulus check, the push from senators and congressmen and the people was actually what got us that second stimulus check of $600. Initially, that second stimulus check was actually $0. They actually announced the second stimulus check package, and well, there was no money in there for the actual second stimulus check. It was $0. And then kind of the push and the outcry from people and senators, Bernie Sanders from the Democratic side and Republican Senator Josh Hawley led the charge. At first, they were pushing for $1,200, and we had, Republican Senator Ron Wyden stand up and object to that on the Senate floor because they tried to do an up-down vote, and you can object to that. And well, Ron Wyden became the quick villain of the United States, and well, he kind of settled into that role even after that on the third stimulus check package, where he tried to delay it and did delay it a little bit at least. Well, we then that outcry and that push from lawmakers kind of led to them taking away the money from the states and cities in that second stimulus check and giving it to you guys. And basically, they took the exact amount. It was like $160 billion. And they gave that $160 billion to you guys for the $600. It equaled out to a $600 stimulus check and a $600 stimulus check for children. So that's kind of how it came to that number. Then we had at the time, President Trump didn't want to sign it. He said that isn't enough. It should be $2,000. We know he did sign it because it was the right decision. Just sign it and get that one, kind of get that done. Then we could start working on the next one. And that's what happened is that the Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats ran with it in the House called the Cash Act, the $1,400, and they passed it in the House with bipartisan support, with support from Republicans. It went to the Senate, and well, Mitch McConnell did what being a Mitch is. He sent it to his graveyard and didn't even vote on it. Many people say that cost the Republicans the Senate and possibly the presidency for President Donald Trump. If he would have gotten that $2,000 stimulus check passed before the election, that could have maybe swung the tide a little bit in the Republicans' favor. But we know that Mitch McConnell did not pass the check. He didn't even let it go to a vote. And well, Mitch McConnell lost being Senate Majority Leader, and the Republicans lost the Senate. So now finally, the Democrats have passed the third stimulus check package, which is the $1,400 that kind of was promised to us there. It took longer to get it done because, well, the election came and they lost the power. The Republicans did, and then now the Republicans are basically just rebelling. And well, the Democrats just passed it anyways with the reconciliation process. That is just the Democratic Party passing that. So the Democrats are in control. They can pass anything on their own, including more stimulus packages and who knows what else. And this is kind of what we're seeing now. Democratic Congresswoman AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez from New York, just yesterday tells the student loan borrowers to apply political pressure for cancellation of student loans amid the tax break. And this is why I tell you this political pressure or this outcry or this support and the momentum is how bills get done in Congress. When there's a lot of support for something and everybody starts talking about it, that's how these bills get done. During an Instagram live video on Thursday, Democratic Representative AOC from New York encouraged her followers to apply, quote, political pressure in regards to student loan cancellation after a new provision in President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion third stimulus check bill that has been passed makes student loan forgiveness tax free. AOC says, quote, there is a tax provision tucked away that says if your student loans get canceled, you would not have to pay taxes on that cancellation. This provision that's tucked in, I think it tells us that if you care about student debt cancellation, it is go time for you. You need to mobilize, and now is the time to organize to create the political pressure because in there, tucked away, someone is paving the path for student loan debt cancellation. AOC says, quote, progressives are looking out for you. Someone was looking out and included that, which paves the way for us to fight for student loan forgiveness and not have it hit you on the back end in terms of getting taxed. I think it's good news and progress in the fight on student loans. President Biden has said, I understand the impact of debt and it can be debilitating. But I do think that in this moment of economic pain and strain, that we should be eliminating interest on the student loan debts that are accumulated, number one. And number two, I'm prepared to write off a $10,000 student loan debt, but not $50,000. So, but this is very consistent what President Biden has said and what is on his website. The Social Security increase, stimulus checks until the pandemic is over, and student loan debt cancellation. Biden says he's willing to do at least $10,000, but not $50,000. Although AOC Elizabeth Warren, who's also the co author of the Social Security increase proposal from the past, as well as Chuck Schumer, who is the Senate Majority Leader, are pushing Biden to possibly do more. In fact, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that student loan debt cancellation can simply be done through a presidential executive order. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that in the future. I recommend you contact your congressman, especially contact Elizabeth Warren, AOC, and President Biden. Elizabeth Warren is the co-author of both the student loan debt cancellation and the Social Security increase bill, as well as Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader. Tweet them, email them, write them, call them, tell them you want the Social Security increase, tell them you want the student loan debt cancellation, whatever you're for. Let's get enough push for this so we can get all these bills done in the near future. This comes as Speaker Nancy Pelosi says they're already working on the fourth stimulus check package bill called an infrastructure bill, could be unveiled as early as next week. The $1,400 stimulus checks are already starting to go out. Comment down below if you've already gotten your $1,400 stimulus check or it's pending in your account. I've seen hundreds of comments here just in the last few videos of people saying they already got their $1,400 from direct deposit if you're on the first waves of direct deposit. The IRS says there will ultimately be some delays, bare minimum, because, well, they're sending out over 150 million stimulus checks. So there's bound to be some delays. I will keep you up to date on these delays and when paper checks start going out, when you can expect to see that in the mail, as well as the next stimulus package and all these other provisions, such as mortgage and rental assistance, utility assistance, and property tax assistance coming out in the near future as well. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on new updates on the third stimulus check and the fourth stimulus check coming next. Click the bell icon after subscribing to all notifications. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometimes at 11, also 11 p.m. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.